Hi. So today I'm going to be exploring Antietam battlefield, so I'm really excited about that, especially now that I know a little bit more about the battle, because I've been there a couple times in my life, but I had no idea what I was looking at. So today I'm gonna go explore Antietam battlefield, and I'm also gonna do a little bit of ghost hunting. I know everybody's gonna be like, what is wrong with you? Ghosts aren't real. Well, I beg to differ. I downloaded a ghost app on my phone, so we're gonna see if it works. Also, with that said, I'm not gonna be camping today, so this is really just a little day trip that I'm taking. I also found a pull-off on the side of the road. It's like an old, I think it's an old Civil War monument type thing, so I'm gonna go explore that in a minute. I also wanted to address the fact that so many people saw my last video of me going to Chimney Rock. And thank you so much for watching that. It really means a lot, and I think it's important to just spread that message because they need help down there. So, and I know it's not really being covered as widely as it should be. So it makes me really happy that you all watched it and liked it. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sydney, and usually I am traveling the country in my car. Yeah. And then today, like I said, I'm just doing a day trip. So let's see what we can go find around this area. You know what I just realized? I could probably ghost hunt here too. From what I've gathered on the plaque, it seems that the Confederates could not hold the Union right here, and they had to retreat. This plaque that I found reads, "The Battle of South Mountain. In September 1862, after the Second Battle of Manassas, General Robert E. Lee led his victorious Confederates on their first invasion of the North. At Frederick, Maryland, he boldly divided his army. 3 columns, number 1, were to surround and capture the Federal garrison at Harper's Ferry and then reunite with Lee and Longstreet, number 2, at Boonesboro and Hagerstown and continue north. General George McClellan's strong Union Army, number 3, was hot on Lee's heels, threatening to overrun his divided units. On September 14th, Lee was forced to order all available troops around Boonesboro back to defend the passes over South Mountain. Greatly outnumbered, the Confederates desperately held off Union forces until the evening of the 14th and then withdrew towards Sharpsburg. On September 15th, the Federals poured through the passes, but Lee had gained time to reunite his army. On the 17th, the armies clashed in the bloody Battle of Antietam. The story of the battle is told at Antietam National Battlefield Site, Sharpsburg, Maryland. There's this old house that I'm walking up to right now. Don't know the significance of it yet, but I think I'm gonna try the ghost app. What I've gathered is that this house belongs to a prolific writer named George Alfred Townsend, who wrote about the war and became pretty famous, I would say. So he built this estate here. It took him 10 years apparently. I'm gonna go knock on the front door. Oh, I figured it would be locked. I got lucky at the one in New Market, so I figured I'd try. I'm going to try the... What? It says that the app is for prank only. I don't care, I'm gonna use it. Anyways, it's called Spirit Detector and I'm gonna start. What? Dang, I thought it wants to use my camera, but I don't really feel like going around places and being like that. That's too much work. I just want words to come in. I want to be able to ask them questions and then just words appear. I'm gonna head back down to my car and then go to Antietam. I'm about to eat it on this. So I just made it. There are 3, maybe 4 places, and maybe 5. I don't know. The main ones that I want to hit is the Dunker Church, the Cornfield, Bloody Lane, and Burnside Bridge. And if any of you have ever been to Antietam before, it's largely, or it can be, a driving tour. So you really just drive through the entire battlefield, which is pretty cool. So I just parked, and now I'm gonna go walk to the church. I think I'm gonna put a jean jacket on.
The Battle of Antietam was the bloodiest one-day battle in American history, with 23,000 soldiers either wounded, killed, or captured. Yet one of the most famous landmarks on this battlefield is a house of worship, the Dunker Church, which was named after their practice of full immersion baptism. The Sunday before the battle, the churchgoers could hear the cannons at the Battle of South Mountain, roughly 7 miles away. General Robert E. Lee gathered his Confederate army here and spread his 40,000 soldiers out in a 3-mile line. It was General Stonewall Jackson's soldiers who took the brunt of McClellan's initial assaults. The night before the battle, over 15,000 Union soldiers crossed Antietam Creek and moved into position on the far north end of the field. At dawn on September 17th, they attacked south toward Dunker Church and Jackson's Confederates. For the next 4 hours they fought, with the woods and fields changing hands countless times.
I just got major chills just looking out onto this battlefield. Ooh. Apparently that is not the original anymore because it collapsed in a windstorm in 1921, but still, this is exactly what it looked like. Apparently the night before the battle, it was really dreary and rainy, kind of like this. And it's just crazy because almost 4,000 people died and they were just... It was a day like this, right before. Okay. Now I'm heading to the cornfield next. Also, about 30 minutes ago, it just started getting so dark. North Woods. Apparently the Confederates, or sorry, the Union marched through there to the cornfield.
At daybreak, Union General Joseph Hooker's First Corps, approximately 8,000 men, advanced south through the cornfield where the Confederates, who were to the south, unleashed a horrific volley. Confederate General John Bell Hood led his division of 2,000 men from behind Dunker Church and into the cornfield that killed and wounded over 1,000 of his soldiers in 30 minutes of combat. More than 25,000 soldiers clashed in and around the cornfield, and by 9:30 in the morning, thousands of soldiers lay dead and dying. Confederate General John Bell wrote that, quote, "It was here that I witnessed the most terrible clash of arms, by far, that has occurred during the war," unquote. And Union General Joseph Hooker remembered that, quote, "Every stalk of corn in the northern and greater part of the field was cut as closely as could have been done with a knife, and the slain lay in rows precisely as they stood in their ranks a few moments before. It was never my fortune to witness a more bloody, dismal battlefield," unquote.
So I just pulled over to a cemetery that just, happened to be thrown in front of me. So since I want to see if I can go provoke a ghost, I'm gonna go to the cemetery. Let's see if I can get any creepy vibes here. I just got major chills. Like, holy chills. I feel like this is the perfect graveyard day. I also think it's time to try the ghost app for real. Okay. Out of sensor, what does that mean? Ghost. Okay. I'm gonna type a message. What's your name? My name is Fairy. That's it. They could have come up with the most simple name. Sam would have been sold. Because apparently everybody who died here is named Samuel Muma. Okay, on to the next place, which is Sunken Road. This is it, right there.
Within the first few hours of the battle, Confederate General D.H. Hill sent more than half of his 5,000 soldiers to reinforce the northern end of the Confederate line, leaving only 2,200 soldiers in the sunken road. At around 9:30 in the morning, Union General William French crested the ridges in front of the sunken road with 5,000 soldiers. An hour later, Union General Israel Richardson joined forces with French, adding 4,000 more men to the attack. Confederate General Richard Anderson attempted to strengthen the Confederate line by adding 3,800 more soldiers to the existing 2,200 men, but it was unsuccessful. At 1 p.m., Richardson broke through the Confederate line and captured the sunken road. The Confederates retreated with one soldier remembering, quote, "The many balls, shot, and shell rained upon us from every direction except the rear," unquote. When the fighting ended, over 5,000 soldiers had been killed or wounded, and neither side gained a decisive advantage.
The last time that I was here, my cousin was pretending to be a soldier and was like rolling around in the trenches, and then he started to smell gunpowder. So, tell me ghosts aren't real. It is cold out there, and it's like 2:30 I think, but it feels like it's 4:30. The last stop is Burnside Bridge, so somehow I'll figure out a way to get there. I guess I could just use Google Maps, but so far I've just kind of been driving where they have the little tour signs, so I'll come to it eventually. So the Confederates were up the hill over there, basically making the bridge impassable for the Union, and the Union was on this side. So the Confederates were just raining bullets and cannons onto them, and the Union tried 3 different times, and on their 3rd time they finally got across the bridge. And at the same time, they had troops, I think downstream or upstream, I can't remember which one, but they also crossed the river, so they were converging on the Confederates as well. So the Confederates were screwed regardless, so they started to retreat. But yeah, Burnside Bridge, everybody. Okay, my friends, I think that concludes my little tour. Sorry it was such a dreary day, but I am pretty busy over the next week, so I can't film any other day, and I've been wanting to come to Antietam forever again. It's been a long time since I've been here. All in all, 3,600 people died this day. Apparently that's more than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. And I just think that's crazy because it was a civil war. This place definitely has to be haunted. There's no way it's not. Next time I'll just have to step up my ghost hunting game. Okay, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.